got a dose of their own medicine thanks to Joe Montana last week. Luis Zendejas, as you saw, 40% of his kickoffs have resulted in touchbacks this season. That's a high figure. And this one is taken a yard deep by Gentry. And he comes out with it to the 18-yard line, and a hard hit made there by number 54, Britt Hager. And so Mike Tomczak, the #1 Bears quarterback. Remember when they went to camp, it was Tomczak and McMahon and Harbaugh. And then McMahon traded to San Diego, and Tomczak given the lead role. Neil Anderson off to a great start this year. Brad Muster, the second-year fullback. Morris and McKinnon, the wideouts. Thornton is the tight end. And that interior line started the Super Bowl following the 1985 season. So good and very experienced. From the 18-yard line on the natural grass of Soldier Field, over the middle, the tight end Thornton for a gain of 19 out to the 37-yard line. Tomczak making more and more use of his tight end Thornton. That's his 6th catch of the season.
One of the things Mike Tomczak is starting to do, learning to do, is put a nice soft touch on the ball. And here he goes to James Thornton, who found the soft spot in the zone, lofting it right over the top of Byron Evans. A beautiful, beautiful touch pass that time by this guy, Mike Tomczak.
First down, Chicago at the 38-yard line. That's Dennis Gentry going in motion. And Tomczak to throw again. On a roll to buy some time, and then lost it down the sideline and out of bounds. Intended for Dennis McKinnon, but he was covered, and so Tomczak throws it away. 2nd and 10. Now the Eagle defense, the excellent defensive line, led, of course, by Reggie White. Jerome Brown really coming into his own. Frankly, the linebackers would have to be described as ordinary. Joyner, Evans, and Al Harris, the one-time Bear. And the secondary is very suspect and very vulnerable, especially in the absence of Wes Hopkins. And Andre Waters takes his place at free safety tonight. Waters normally a strong safety. 2nd and 10, and it's Thornton out of the backfield and into motion. And the inside handoff to Neil Anderson for a gain of 8 out to the 46-yard line, where Reggie White makes his first tackle of the night. Anderson is averaging 6 yards a carry coming in.
Reggie White that time, I think, has to fight off the block of the lead back. I think Brad Muster. Look how they don't block Reggie at the line. There comes Muster trying to put Reggie down. He actually gets him to the ground, but White gets back up and makes the tackle. Frank, I don't know there's a more active defensive end in the league.
What an athlete he is. He goes about 290 pounds, but he will play out on the end as he was there a moment ago. Pursues, makes the stop. He'll move in and play over the center, and he's just as effective there.
3rd and a long 2 with McKinnon in motion. Tomczak out of the shotgun for the first time. Plenty of protection, and then shoots one out to the 49-yard line, and the catch is made there by Gentry, and enough for a first down. He gets it by about a half yard. It was the linebacker Al Harris with him on the coverage.
Good high percentage pass to Gentry, and Al Harris, a linebacker, a very active linebacker, and of course a former Bear that went to the Eagles this past year. But you can see all the time in the world for Tomczak. And Harris, as good as he is as a linebacker, is not going to stay with the very quick and very effective receiver, Gentry.
How about the Bears and their play selection on this opening drive? Working both sides of the field, throwing the ball, rolling out, really spreading the field against the Eagles defense.
The new tight end, Camposo, he was in motion. Anderson takes it into Eagle territory, a pickup of 5. Neal takes it to the 46. Evans and Harris in on the tackle. So the ground game in gear. The Bears leading the league in rushing. And also, the couple of times that Tomczak has gone back to pass, Dan, the protection is there. The Bears have yielded only 1 sack all season.
It's no surprise, Al, with the quality of that offensive line. You talked about it. That's the starting line of their Super Bowl team, and no other group on the field needs cohesiveness, needs playing time together more than the offensive line. And the Bear 5, as they're known here in Chicago, have certainly gotten that over the years.
2nd and 5, Chicago at the Eagle 46-yard line. Again, great protection. And the pass is caught by Neil Anderson at the 41-yard line. He had to come back to get it. Eric Allen on the coverage, and he appears to be just short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and less than 1.
Neil Anderson will work on the outside, just like Keith Byers, the setback for the Eagles. But again, look at this protection, Dan. You just touched on it. Perfect. You couldn't draw it any better on the board for him. They just dropped back, gave him all the time.
It was 5-on-4, so what do? They're going to go ahead and double team Reggie White. And take a look at the experience of this group. Covert, Ports, Hilgenberg, Thayer, and Van Horn. Look how long they have been starters together. And that is so critical on the offensive line. And, of course, the Bears and their ability to run the ball consistently over the years prove their worth.
3rd and inches, and on a sneak, it's Tomczak who has enough for the first down. He needed just a couple of inches, and the Bears will have their 3rd successive first down.
And you talk to Tomczak, and, of course, you talk to Mike Ditka. The Bears are very open about it. They are moving their offense almost to a kind of a San Francisco offense, and that is very conservative, very high percentage, little dink passes to Anderson coming out of the backfield. High percentage short passing game and keeping Tomczak out of trouble. He has done very well thus far. 300-yard game a week ago.
But it's not the old Bear offense, as you said, Frank, which used to be Walter Payton right, Walter Payton left with a couple guards out front. Again, I want to reiterate, look how they're using the entire field. They really have Philadelphia off balance.
Tomczak pump fake and going deep, but nobody is there as McKinnon had cut off his route at about the 22-yard line.
I think that was such a good pump fake that even his receiver bit on it.
And, of course, big number 92 right in his face. He unloaded on Tomczak just as he released it. Tomczak had a lot of success pump faking against Detroit last week. Watch number 92 now. They don't come any better. And he gets away from the block of Keith Van Horn. And then he has that great acceleration.
Well, I guess he has some acceleration. He doesn't even start off rushing the passer. He was in a read situation. He paused on the line of scrimmage and then decided to shift gears and go get the quarterback. 295 pounds.
2nd and 10. This is the 9th play of the opening drive. And Tomczak's protection continues, and over the middle at the 36-yard line, the catch is made by Dennis McKinnon. It'll be 3rd and about 5 as we have played almost 5 minutes. No score. First quarter, great early season matchup. The Bears and the Eagles. Bears thought of as a defensive club first and foremost, and yet 102 points in their first 3 games.
They're also averaging 198 yards rushing the ball, and when you can run the ball like that, you can throw the football so easily with the play action, and that is such a major part of the Bears game. Once again, leading the league as they have so frequently in running the football.
3rd and 5. Tomczak coming off a 300-yard day against Detroit, throws and is lucky it wasn't picked off by Seth Joyner. But the Eagles are able to hold, and the Bears will have to kick. The line of scrimmage is the 35, and they send in the punting unit.
He was trying to hook up, Frank, with Dennis Gentry, and Gentry, for some reason, wasn't looking back at Mike Tomczak. There was some confusion that time between quarterback and receiver. Dennis Gentry was not expecting the ball.
And Dan and Al, have you ever seen such a conservative series by Philadelphia's defense as Buddy got there?
He's avoiding the big blitz and locking his corners up one-on-one.
Well, he's given up 37 and 38 points in the last 2 weeks. Buford's kick is angled to the far side. And they'll line it up and mark it at the 11-yard line. So from there, will the Eagles take over with 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter on a beautiful night in Chicago. Play to start as Philadelphia takes over at the 11-yard line.
Dan didn't even work this week, so it's going to be questionable how long he's going to be able to go tonight.
Randall Cunningham and the Eagles. Keith Byers, one of the running backs, that is he at the top of the screen, split to the left. They use him more as a receiver than a runner. And here's Anthony Toney, who was on the inactive list last week. He was dinged and didn't play against San Francisco. He picks up about 3. Let's take a look now at this Philadelphia offense. Randall Cunningham, second-round draft choice in '85 out of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. With Byers, as we say, mainly used as a receiver, and Toney Quick and Carter, the excellent wide receivers. Keith Jackson, he's hurt, but is in there at tight end. And the offensive line is a little shaky. Second